everyone, it's Jack and Sam from cultaholic.com, and it's time for our predictions for the New Japan Pro Wrestling / Ring of Honor show G1 Supercard on the Saturday night of WrestleMania weekend from Madison Square Garden. Are you excited?
Yeah, it's been a long time, Jack.
It has been quite a long time, actually.
Long time since we've gone to war in a predictions contest, and this time it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Right, so because there's so many shows over WrestleMania weekend, we're combining the results of this one with our NXT TakeOver New York results, and then the combination of the points we accrue from both shows will determine the winner and loser.
So by the time we get to this show, there will be already numbers when we start.
From the NXT show. The reason we're doing these predictions first is because we want to wait for NXT to happen tonight at the time of recording, and then we can do our NXT predictions tomorrow with all the info.
It makes
needed.
sense, trust us.
It makes all the sense in the world. And of course, every predictions contest needs a good punishment. You can vote for the options at our Patreon page, patreon.com/cultaholic. And those three options are electric shock dog collar, which doesn't sound fun at all.
No.
Pint of wasabi milk.
Of course there's wasabi in the WrestleMania weekend.
Hope that one doesn't win. And also New Jersey chops.
Just vote for chops, people. Come on. Let's just batter each other.
So without any further ado, let's take a look at the predictions. The first, well, on the Wikipedia page, there's an extra pre-show match, but that hasn't been. It's not on either.
Confirmed
it's not on,
nor denied. Yeah.
It's not on either website's official match listings yet. New Japan's or Ring of Honor. So we're going to leave that one for now. We might do a prediction if it happens as we're watching it live. But the first one we're going to predict on is the Honor Rumble, the pre-show Rumble Battle Royal sort of fun thing. Not many names have been announced. This is a bit of a potluck sort of situation. Sam, who have you got and why?
Well, there aren't a lot of names, as he said, and there were two names that sort of stuck out. One name has been announced, and one hasn't.
Okay.
The one that hasn't, that I thought, he's Ring of Honor through and through, Colt Cabana.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense for like a legend of that company to win a Rumble at the start of a big show. It's more of a thing for a younger guy.
And you want to put your pick on someone who hasn't actually yet been announced for the match itself, too.
Yeah. So, I don't know. So what I decided to go with was Kenny King.
Jushin Thunder Liger. I thought you were going to say Liger. What on earth have you done? He's one of the names announced for it, and I thought 100% Sam's going to go Liger's going to win.
The thing with Liger is he's really, really open about giving back.
Yeah.
And it's his retirement year, and it's his big tour, and No, I can't see Liger. I see Liger getting maybe like a couple of big wins in this year, but the Honor Rumble isn't exactly, I'm just gonna. I don't mean to sound like a.
No. I don't.
It's
I
not
get where
a
you're coming from.
prestigious sort of match, and I think it's something where Liger could be eliminated by somebody like Cheeseburger, who he has a little bit of a history with, and that'd be really funny. So what about you?
So you've gone for Kenny King.
I've gone for Kenny King.
I've also gone for Kenny King. I'll give you such a window into my research for this, right?
Yeah.
I looked at the names. I thought Kenny King. I know he signed a contract extension recently, I think, with Ring of Honor. I was like, that could be a reason to put him over. And then I went on his cage match, and he's won his last 4 matches. That was enough for me. I was like, there we go.
Makes you a nerd. You should have been like, it's because he sounds like Kerry King.
It's because
Slayer.
It's because me and Kenny King are
badass.
It's because we're brothers as well, and I've got to back the family name too. So, come on, Kenny. Do it for all the lads back in Jarrow.
Do it for Jack.
Do it for me. Win. That's right.
So next up we have a match, and it's a winner-takes-all match, and it's between Will Ospreay, the IWGP, well not IWGP, the never Openweight Championship in New Japan, and Jeff Cobb, Ring of Honor's TV champion. So it's going to be a bit of a flippy, smashy boy. Who you got? Why?
Well, with it being winner-takes-all, I thought, who's more likely to win both these titles? And this is a really boring reason, but in this situation, you've got to go for the bigger company. And at the minute, it's New Japan. I've given some Ring of Honor people the nod later on to balance this one out. I don't know if that's a risky way of doing our predictions.
Is that in the matches where it's just Ring of Honor belts on the line and they get their own nod to themselves?
Yeah, basically, so I think in this one, we will see Ospreay sort of take the TV title from Jeff Cobb. But, the one thing that's having me doubting it is the fact that he's beaten Jeff Cobb quite recently, and how much effect it can have if he just beats him again. But I think he will.
Because it goes two ways, because they love Ospreay in the US and they adore Jeff Cobb in Japan. So,
yeah, right. So we could see
either
rematch.
guy could,
Yeah, but I think I'm going to go for Will Ospreay. He's on an absolute roll right now. He had an incredible match that went on YouTube this week against A-Kid in Spain.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous match. I think this is just going to continue his sort of rise in the wrestling world. What about you?
I think I'm going to stick with Ospreay as well.
Big Bill.
Big Bad Billy. I just think it makes more sense to put a belt on him that's like the TV championship. It frees Jeff Cobb up to move up because Jeff Cobb is just like a superstar.
He could easily be Ring of Honor World Champion.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I think it frees him to move up. It gives Ospreay that prestige. It gets Ospreay in front of American audiences a little bit more. And yeah, I think like it just makes the most sense. And I don't know why. And I shouldn't do this in my head, but I always associate TV titles with smaller guys.
Oh, really?
Like guys that aren't like super big.
Do you? Oh,
yeah, but I don't know, that's just because I've watched a lot of WCW as a kid and it's all just like, I'm a big guy, I need the big belt.
Yeah, maybe.
And like everybody else fights over the scraps, but...
So we've both gone for Will Ospreay. Next up is a singles match between Rush from CMLL LIJ. No, not LIJ, just LI. He's just in Los Ingobernables. In CMLL, he's a big old bloody star over there. He is. Everyone loves him. Versus Dalton Castle, former Ring of Honor World Champion, lest we forget, but also someone who I think you could argue hasn't maybe been appreciated as much as he deserves in Ring of Honor. I don't know. Who have you got and why?
Purely for one of those big, not WrestleMania moment, but WrestleMania moment style moments. Jesus, saying that a lot. I've gone for Dalton Castle.
Okay.
Because I think it's just a bigger celebratory thing, and having him with like his boys,
his feathers.
Yeah, in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just makes more sense for me for him to win. Rush is amazing in general. He's got so much going on. But no, I think Dalton Castle deserves this one.
Fair enough. I've just gone for Rush because I think that it's similar to your Ospreay point.
Yeah.
I think that maybe they'll use this to get him in front of Americanized more.
Yeah.
Because Ring of Honor fans are going to be way more familiar with Dalton Castle generally.
Yeah.
And I just feel like on a global stage, you could argue that Rush is the bigger star. Because in Mexico he's huge.
But that's just because nobody knows who Terrible is yet, and when you see Terrible, he just looks
your boy.
menacing.
Okay.
He's great. He's had to cut his hair recently though, which is really annoying because he had proper scraggly hair and a minging beard.
He's not in
aggro.
He's not in Los Ingobernables.
He is.
He is as well.
Yeah.
Or maybe he'll be there.
He might be there.
Maybe that's why I'm going for Rush, because El Terrible is going to run in and save the day, ruin the day. Heel's going to win. That's right. Yeah. Well, we differ on one. So we've got off to it. Come on, we can do.
Great start. Yes. There's only like 50 matches left. Next up, we have the match for the Women of Honor World Championship because it's just recently had that name change. It is Kelly Klein versus the current champion Mayu Iwatani. Who have you got and why?
Oh, this was a really difficult one because Iwatani's the one I'm way more familiar with, and even then I'm not too familiar with her. But she's a big star in Stardom. She's great. She can wrestle. She's like one of the new like Io Shirai's or Kairi Sanes because they moved on, and then she's one of the new crop coming through. But I've gone for Kelly Klein just because I feel this is one of those situations where this was one of the ones to offset the Ospreay Cobb decisions. I was like, this is going to be a Japanese star. I've counted Ospreay as a Japanese, but you know what I mean, as a Japanese star. But this is a Japanese star losing to a more established Ring of Honor name, and also I think that Iwatani's beaten Kelly Klein quite decisively on a couple of occasions, maybe, and I just feel like to do that again would be a bit of a mysterious decision. But this is honestly one of the ones that I'm least certain on.
Well, yeah, I had to go and look at title records and stuff, and I based my decision on title records. Now, currently, Iwatani and Kelly Klein, they've held the belt for a similar amount of time because Kelly Klein was the former champion. Iwatani beat her for it.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'd hotshot the belt, but they might. I don't know. So I've gone for Iwatani just because I think they're going to keep it on her for a little while and see where it goes.
Fair enough.
And
yeah.
I'm never a big fan of championships flip-flopping, like going back to people.
Yeah, hot potato, yeah. But I hope it happens in this instance. Yeah, that's a difficult one. Next up, get your jeans on, Sam, because it's time for a New York City street fight.
Oh,
that's right. It's our boy, Bully Ray. Well, our collective boy, Bully Ray, against your boy, very much your boy, Juice Robinson.
Yes.
I don't know if I even need to ask you this question, but who have you got and why?
If I was to go against the mighty Juice at Madison Square Garden, I should be stricken down with every disease known to man. Juice Robinson is going to win this, and he's going to destroy him, and Bully Ray, better push himself in the chest, as I was saying earlier, and tell himself to get a table.
But Sam,
and then Juice puts him through it.
This is a New York City street fight. Bully Ray's from New York City.
Yeah.
Street fight's his game. Tables.
I think the thing is, like, I've seen a lot of fights on the big market, and I've never once seen a table get popped out.
No, same.
So
I've also, by the way, gone for Juice. Even though I'm trying to,
I mean, come on, like, who are you going to go for? Like, Bully Ray, or a guy that wears Care Bears and bright colours, and like everybody in Japan loves him.
I can't wait to see if he dresses in a sort of Juice / street fight style.
Oh,
that's
God,
going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I think the reason
Maybe
that
he'll wear flares, not jeans.
Whoa!
Oh.
The reason I've chosen Juice is because he's the current IWGP United States champion.
Yeah.
The belt's not on the line, I don't think, but I don't think they'd have him lose while he's got that title.
No, because he's going to probably be coming out with the title.
So I don't think he would lose to Bully Ray unless something crazy, unless someone interferes, I guess. But
yeah, somebody can interfere and make it, a dirty finish.
Yeah, but who knows?
No, I think Juice is going to beat him, and he's not going to resort to using weapons.
All right, yeah.
That's not part of my prediction.
No, okay.
Just he's going to beat him.
Fair play.
Next up, we have the three-way match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, and obviously that includes current champion Taiji Ishimori, Dragon Lee, and everybody's favourite flippy new guy, Bandido. Who you got? And boy, Jack, boy.
Right, so Sam, right, I've put all my chickens in one basket here.
Yeah.
All my eggs in one basket, all my chickens in one, all my chickens are coming home to roost, all my eggs in one basket. I've mixed, the reason is, right, and I'm counting on a lot of things to happen here, right? I've gone for Dragon Lee. First thing needs to happen for this to be true is that Dragon Lee needs to win, right? And then I think what's going to happen is either on the screen or if they can smuggle him into America somehow.
Oh no, I've just realised I completely neglected this.
I think maybe Hiromu Takahashi will come out and go, I want that belt back, Sonny Jim Boy.
He better say
Sonny Jim Boy.
If you're watching Takahashi, you better do it.
The reason that I wasn't so confident about this is because that's a big ask, that's a big moment. I would like it to happen, but Ishimori is a guy they're obviously quite hot on since he won at Wrestle Kingdom, beat it in Kushida on his his big last match. Not his actual last match, but his big last match.
That's what he gets for betraying the company.
So Bandido is very much the outsider for me. I think it's between these two, and I've taken a little bit of a risk and I've opted for Dragon Lee. Who have you got and why?
See, if it was closer to Fantastica Mania, I could see Bandido.
Yes.
Because they would be able to run him on those shows. But I think you're very much right. I think he's the outsider in my head. And then, like the Dragon Lee Takahashi thing, I would love to happen, but at the same time, we don't know how long it's going to take for him to be healthy. We don't know his situation because they've kept it really close to their chest.
He keeps tweeting percentages of how fit he is.
He does,
and it makes no sense.
It never makes any sense. But he said he'd return at a set percentage, and he's nearly there. But does that mean he's fit to wrestle though? Is he just going to turn up and make an appearance? And if he does, do you do that on a show and then have to wait 4 months for it to happen?
And do you even need the belt for that?
Yeah, I don't think you need the belt for it. That's why I think they might keep it on Taiji Ishimori because he's little, he's flippy, he's angry, and it's a belt on the Bullet Club, and the Bullet Club desperately need that right now.
Fair play. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting. I think this could be a pivotal one. This could be a pivotal moment in the predictions game, and also WrestleMania weekend. More importantly, the predictions game. Next up, a four-way tag team winner-takes-all match with both sets of tag titles on the line, so let me try and get this right. And at the time of recording, I think there's actually one more Ring of Honor title match in the build-up to it, or it may have already happened, but at the time of recording, regardless, the Ring of Honor tag team champions are SCURLL Enterprises, which is Brody King, and PCO, everyone's favourite flippy indie boy, PCO, versus the IWGP tag team champions, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, very much our boys, because they took us up. They were really nice to us in Japan.
Good
lovely lads. Also, two other teams involved are the Briscoes and Evil and Sonata representing LIJ.
Yeah.
So this is so many things. I could see all four teams winning this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Who have you gone for and why?
Well, I went through like a process of elimination in my head.
Okay.
And I don't think that the Briscoes need the belts at the minute. So I eliminated the Briscoes from contention. I think Evil and Sonata are an incredible team, but I think I could see Evil eating a pin maybe. So I sort of pushed them to one side. That left me with Villain Enterprises and GOD. GOD, obviously, our boys, took us out for dinner.
Lovely lads.
But I don't know what it is. I don't know why I've done this. I don't know why I've done it. I think it's just because they've only recently got the belts, and I want to see so much more of him being a deranged old man.
Yeah.
Like, I've went for Villain Enterprises just so I can see more PCO with the belt. It was a very selfish decision, and it might end up biting me on the arse.
No, I think it makes sense in a way.
Yeah. Plus, my thinking with Villain Enterprises is I don't know how long Marty Scurll's tied into a contract with Ring of Honor for. I'm feeling like he's going to end up obviously in AEW, but he's sort of riding out a contract.
Yeah.
So give him that to do.
Right.
Like give him that team to sort of have by him.
Yeah, fair enough. I've gone for... Well, I just went with my heart and I've gone for GOD.
Yeah.
But one of the interesting things that I think Meltzer talked about on Wrestling Observer Radio is the fact that the Briscoes and LIJ, in theory, could pin one each other, one of the other teams, and just win 2 sets of tag titles without pinning either of the other champions. Yeah. It's so crazy, assuming that it's not elimination rules, but I don't think it is. So this is really tricky, but I'm going to go for GOD just because I think with Jay White at the helm and everything, they're more relevant right now than any other team, apart from possibly Evil and Sonata, just because Sonata got to the final of the New Japan Cup. But and then when it came down to those two for me, I just had to go with my heart and just go GOD. Ain't nobody realer than Gorillas.
Go on, do the synthy bit.
No, they've changed. No. Nobody. Okay, right. That's quite enough of that.
Yeah.
Really bottled it there.
Little bit much that, Jack. Should be ashamed of yourself. So next up we have the match for the Revolution Pro Wrestling, or Rev Pro, British Heavyweight Championship. Current champion Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Absolute dickhead.
Go Ace.
Oh, dickhead.
Who have you got and why?
So ever since Wrestle Kingdom, where he just cost me, and I hate him so much. Hiroshi Tanahashi can do one. I'm predicting Zack Sabre Jr. Because if we have to see in Madison Square Garden him waste quarter of an hour celebrating after the match going, he can't even do a good air guitar. I'm going for Zack. Come on, Zack. Come on, England. To be honest with you, I've not put a lot of thought into this one, but I want Zack to retain. And I think he will. Who have you got and why?
I've went for Tanahashi.
Of course.
Because he won for me in the Dome, and he's going to win for me again in Madison Square Garden. But really, what I was thinking was, I don't think Zack needs the British Heavyweight Championship.
That's a good choice.
I think it would make sense to keep taking it back to him, because he is the premier British wrestler out there. Like on the level of Ospreay.
Yeah.
Like he is the best at what he does. He's the only guy that can do what he does. So like I think that belt can always go back to Zack, no bother, and he can uphold that for our country and take it around the world. But I'd like to see Zack go off and just start cleaning up with New Japan belts. And I think if you give the belt to Tanahashi, it means he can come over here and do some big shows in the UK for Rev Pro and stuff, make appearances, and like that will sell out all that stuff. It keeps the relationship sweet. I've
just thought of a possible future matchup as well. If Zack's freed up of this Rev Pro belt, imagine Zack versus Ospreay.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! Gone for Zack. Come on, Zack.
IBUSHI as
you
well.
Can yes. Next up, one of the matches I'm most looking forward to in all of WrestleMania weekend. Check out the video I did on this channel where I gave you 10 big matches to look out for, and this was one of them. The IC Championship match, IWGP Intercontinental Championship match between the champion Tetsuya Naito and the challenger Kota Ibushi. This is going to be painful to watch. Not in a bad like. It's going to look scary.
Look really scary.
Yes. Who have you got and why?
Going with my heart on this one, I want Naito to get the bloody big one and keep a hold of the bloody big one. And he can't do that while he's holding the IC.
Right, okay.
So get it off him, give it to Ibushi, and Ibushi can, go on a tear with that. And then eventually, when it's Ibushi's time, he can go in and get that belt.
Okay.
But I think Ibushi can do a lot with the IC belt. And I think Naito, he's already had a prolific run with the IC belt. Like, can we not just get him up top? Can we not?
Right.
Like, so, yeah, I want Ibushi to win this one.
Fair enough. You want Ibushi to win it to benefit Naito.
Yeah.
Right, okay, Naito, right, that makes sense. I am completely the opposite.
Yeah.
I want Naito to retain because I want Ibushi to cool off for a few months and then win the G1. That's what I can. Yeah, but it's always difficult to predict the G1, especially this far in advance. So I'm just going to go for Ibushi. I'm going to go for Naito. But I think Ibushi's in for a massive year. Right. So we both want the other guys to get pushed.
To get good stuff out of it.
For that to happen,
we have to go for the competitor.
This is like a brain teaser. This is tricky, this. Are you following along at home? Because this is complex stuff. So, Naito, Ibushi.
Yes.
That's the prediction. We've got it.
Next up, it is our semi-main event for the Ring of Honor World Championship. It's a ladder match, and it pits current champion and just absolute bad boy legend Jay Lethal against Matt Taven and the villain Marty Scurll. Who have you got and why?
I kind of did the process of elimination thing that you did for this one. So I thought SCURLL was originally my pick, and then I came to my senses and realised he's going to go to AEW at some point.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking maybe it's time for Matt Taven to win the title, because in doing this, he doesn't, obviously they like to keep Jay Lethal so strong. He's one of the strongest presented wrestlers in Ring of Honor history. And in this sort of match, you don't need to pin him, you don't need to submit him, he just needs to pull the belt down.
It's not a clean victory, is it? It's not like a man-on-man, like you have to actually make submit or pin him.
It leaves the door open for a rematch. They obviously love pairing these two together. They had a 60-minute match at the last big show. So I think that this could be...
he's got these lovely Madison Square Taven shirts.
Has he? I've not seen them.
They're great.
Nice. So I think this is Taven time, hashtag. And also, I think a few of his like little cronies could get involved as well with the balloons and all that. But yeah, it's not one I'm overly confident on, but I'm going to go for Taven. What about you?
So I thought the same thing about SCURLL, so I immediately eliminated him from my brain. And Lethal has been Ring of Honor champion for so long. He's held that belt, he's carried that company through some pretty rough times. He is an absolute legend, like absolute legend, to the point where I think it doesn't hurt him for him to drop that belt and then come back to it. And as you said, if Taven was to win, they could have a nice rematch. Plus, I think it's about time that we started getting like a new ace of Ring of Honor, because Jay Lethal's very much the ace of Ring of Honor, I think. So I think we need to start having these new people being groomed up to that level. And I think Taven's a good shout for it. Yeah,
fair enough. Sensible decision, really. It's one we agree on. We've differed on a lot.
We have. It's scary.
Let's talk about the main event. So the main event is, of course, for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and it pits the champion, Switchblade Jay White, who obviously won the title against...
He just wants you to breathe with him.
He does. What purpose?
Imagine like if you just go up to him and you just stand there next to him just going...
Well, he likes that. Yeah?
Maybe that's what he likes, yeah.
Maybe. He obviously won the belt from Tanahashi. Now the belt's in the Bullet Club's camp and everything, so it's quite a pivotal moment. He's obviously a first-time champion and everything, which is big in New Japan. Against... He's on his way back up, Sam. The Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, went through a bit of a crisis, didn't he, once he lost to Omega?
Yeah, a little bit of a midlife crisis.
He dyed his hair red.
He's fine, and then like Shibata had a little heartfelt message for him.
That was great at the New Japan Cup.
Carrying the company.
Yeah. There's a lot of stories going into this one, and this is what New Japan is so good at in the build-up to a big main event match. They introduce so many elements in the months leading up to it that make you think it could go either way. For example, we saw Jay White. We know he can beat Okada because he did a Wrestle Kingdom. But whose favour does that go in? Does that mean they'll do it again, or does that mean that Okada's going to win here? It's so difficult to determine what's going to happen. So who have you got and why?
So, it's a hard one to call. It's a super hard one to call. But there was... I don't know what it is, but I believe in Jay White. And I like the idea of the Bullet Club just holding that belt hostage. But I want the Bullet Club storylines to improve a little bit, to make it a little bit more, you know, like we've got your belt coming. But at the same time, I could see Okada getting it back and it being this huge victory. So the other thing I took into account was when Kenny Omega left New Japan, there was all this talk that Jay White was being groomed for his spot and his position through the year. So, like, it could go two ways. Either he holds that belt for a long time, or Omega was supposed to drop it to Okada at a big US show. But I think I'm going to stick with Jay White. I think I like a snivelly, horrible little champion, and I like how unhinged he is.
I'm going to go the other way and go for Okada. This is because, basically, if it wasn't in MSG and it wasn't WrestleMania weekend, I'd agree with you, I'd go for Jay White. It's just because I think they'll want that show closing moment. You know, this big celebration and everything. Tanahashi will probably come out and play air guitar and steal the moment because he's a dick. But no, I think that it'll be Okada. But I don't think it'll be too long before we see Jay White with the belt again. Maybe before the end of the year.
My thinking was there'd be a big downer moment, and then Bullet Club would just jump Okada, and it would end with this beat down, and then out come all of like the New Japan main unit, or whoever's there,
that makes sense too.
Just elevate this big final moment where it's like very much everybody versus Bullet Club, and that's what I like the idea of. I want them to take and keep all the gold, and we've got your company by the balls. So. Booking my heart, not my head.
No, it does. No, to be fair, the way that they've been going on recently, it is more of a return to the old Bullet Club.
Which is good.
But I'm going to go for Okada just for that big final happy moment, I think. I think that's maybe what they'll do, but it can honestly go either way. So that is our predictions for G1 Supercard. You can watch it in various places, really. You can watch it on Fight TV. You can download it via the Fight app. Also New Japan World. Also Honor Club, I believe, as well. There's so many places you can buy this show, and it's worth it, I reckon. It looks like it's going to be very good.
You can't buy any more tickets because it's sold out.
Did they sell it out?
Sold out Madison Square Garden.
This is a very interesting show, and I'm very excited to watch it. We will be live streaming it on Saturday as it happens, and you can find that on the YouTube channel. Do you want to plug anything? Maybe your Twitter or something. Right, okay, cool. I'm at Jack the Jobber. His is at Lester Fine if you want to, cool. Excellent, right. Hit the outro.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you like what we do here at Cultaholic, you can check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/Cultaholic. And no matter what you do, don't ever forget to hit subscribe and join us.